So then my fourth deck, actually this is not mine. This is from King Daz, the second, I think he's ranked second. I'm not sure on the exact deck list, but something close to this. He actually plays the, in this deck, in addition to that, the Darkstalkers, because they're really good as an event. With all of these events that this deck plays, Darkstalker is really good, but I mean it's 1 mana 3/2, like 2.5 times better than a farm boy. What more could you hope for, right? So, but from the games I tested, this was bad actually. I mean it was just a 3/2. As a harvester it's good, but it was useless for me most of the time. That's why I'm not playing it. Oh, so King Daz is number 1 right now. Great. Well, great. Sorry for you, but still. Yeah. Like me right now when he had that Aurora Mythmaker, right? Right. So the idea for this deck is similar to Mono Blue Tempo, but the fact that it plays Runin's Command, Elderwood Embrace, and Elderwood Embrace plus Tiki Caretaker means those fairies actually survive the early game, and since there's so much value, they can just go and hit each opponent's harvesters. It becomes really hard for opponent to start harvesting. That's actually the idea behind Tempo. You play your cheap cards and before he can do anything, and kill his harvesters so he does not have that many resources to deal with. Like if you know this 2.2 average, fairy average, you're going to be casting cards and a lot. Yeah, so I think this is pretty close to what he's playing right now. I played with it quite a few games. Probably Green Dragon is good. I'm not just sure what I would want to replace the Green Dragon with. And yeah, with so low fairy average, yeah, it's still worth it, the 10 Faeria. Falcon Dive? Probably because people aren't playing that many small toughness creatures, so right now Falcon Dive is probably the weakest card in this deck. So yeah, as I was saying, basically the combo is between all these pump spells, Elderwood Embrace, Runin's Command, and Tiki Caretaker, to buff those fairies to survive 1 turn, and then they become big, which just becomes too hard for opponent to deal with. Frogify in this deck. I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw quite a bit of... I also saw Darkstalkers, so I would be really interested to see what kind of deck list he plays, because it means he doesn't play 3 of everything. Oh, yep, sorry. That was kind of my mistake. Didn't really notice that. Okay, so we're going to him. Yeah, basically the... Why didn't anybody say to me it earlier? 3 Spellwars. I dislike the card as many people do. Also dislike the card here, but 0 mana is good and you get 2 cards for it. Plus, it's one of the better events we have at our disposal to trigger fairies. Probably for Falcon Dives. As for absence of... the problem with Mirror Phantasm for this kind of deck is that you have already Runin's Command, Elderwood Embrace, and Tiki Caretaker. You cannot cut any of them, and you really want to buff those fairies because they're that good and you want them to survive. So this is important. Then, plus there are good synergies between themselves. You need 3 Lore Thieves, because you want to reliably trigger fairies. Plus, you cannot play that many creatures with 6 fairies, 3 lord thieves, and 3 tiki caretakers, you do not have that much room for creature spells, and it's basically, I think, the only card is either Ninja Toad or Mirror Phantasm. I don't think they're good. I mean, okay, Mirror Phantasm is really good, but even if you transform your opponent's creatures, it doesn't actually do anything because opponent's creatures still kill you. Transforming your own creatures might do good, but you do not want to transform your fairies because they lose protection and taunt accordingly. I don't think, if you're focusing on fairies, you just do not have room for that. Plus, the fact that it requires 3 lakes is actually hard for you to deal with. Even Ninja Toad is like borderline. I just refuse to play a deck like this without Ninja Toad, but 3 lakes is a lot. And as for Apex Predator, I don't think. I mean, 6 Faeria, and you do not have anything big for you to copy with it, with stats. So, yeah. Let's save the deck. I mean, what was it exactly? It was 6 mana 4/4, and okay, it requires 3 forests and 3 lakes, so 1 more of each than you would not want to play. It's really important to remember that whenever this kind of costs come up, so you would require 1 more forest that you want to that you would want to create with your deck. As you can see, all cards require 2 forests. So instead of getting 1 Faeria, or instead of getting 1 more card to your hand, you would be creating an additional forest. Well, yeah, it might not. I mean, in this deck, it probably will be less than 10/10. Even if it does, it's a weenie deck. This wants to be fast and efficient. Predator is slow. Maybe he is big for its stats, but oh yeah, 1 card I actually saw King Daz play, and I think it's correct to play in this deck. I just don't have it yet. Maybe I will buy the full collection and add him. But Baero is in this deck. Baero is actually, as I was saying in previously, as a blue deck, as a blue tempo deck, you want to play Baero because he just wrecks opponents when opponent just can't play anything because usually this guy just can break his colored lands faster than he can make them. So playing Baero in any of the tempo decks is actually mandatory, I think. And by the way, I have enough fairies, so I should actually craft him. Yeah, so okay, more Falcon Devs. The only problem with this now, Baero is really auto-include. I'm not sure about the Mirror Phantasm. I mean, 5 Faeria is a lot. You would be... I mean, it's not for fairies. If you're focusing on fairies and making them good, you do not have room for Mirror Phantasm. I do not believe there to be a room for Mirror Phantasm if you're focusing on fairies. If you play something like something else, like if you're not focusing so much on them, then Mirror Phantasms are auto-includes. But you never want to transform fairies. That's like losing value when you transform fairies. So you also need something like Gabriel Noble probably in the deck if you want to transform fairies. I mean, if you want it to be good. Well, okay, Mirror Phantasm is good always, but still. I believe not for this deck, just no room. The weakest card right now is Elderwood Embrace, but we cannot remove any events because we have 12 with right now. Even now it's kind of questionable, and we want something to remove something like Tetra to make room for more events. At least thanks to Lord Thief and Shifting Tide, we can trigger those fairies, but it's hard. I think so. I believe this is what I would right now try to play. Maybe Phantasms. Yeah, Phantasms are good. Just not when you're playing 6 fairies. There are so many other cards you would want to play with them. So these are basically the decks I played a lot, and I think they are good. The biggest issue is I don't really have enough of the red cards, so I'm not building that many red decks. Maybe when I will get the full collection I will play a bit more with red, but actually I need more experience with that. So I will ask, what deck do you guys want to see me playing? I don't really care. The most, like, Yellow Rush is the easiest choice because that way I can at least climb the ranks, or that's what I believe. The green-yellow mid-range is too mid-rangey. The problem with that deck is everybody actually expects it, and I think God-ranked players quite often play blue decks, so playing this in God rank, green-yellow mid-range in God rank is usually a bad idea. It's good for grinding the lower ranks, but not that good later on. I think I will go with the King Daz's deck because at least I will see if some cards are bad, like Byro and the Tetra. I want to see whether they're good enough. Didn't I? Oh, that was interesting. That was really interesting. Surprise! And yeah, the game crashed completely. And I didn't craft Wavecrafter, I crafted Byro and I put him in the deck. So Wavecrafter is not that good because it gives opponent Faeria and you want to deny opponent Faeria. Oh yeah, true, yeah, I didn't put it in the mono blue one. I think the Yak attack is the weakest link there because they're kinda serving the same purpose, so I should add the Byro to the Yak instead of Yak. That's some nifty feature to crash the whole game when you're about to start playing. I'm really interested in what's the intention of this feature. But you know the song, like 99 bugs in the code. We take one out and we have 127 bugs in the code. Oh, so I didn't get to mulligan. I hope opponent plays. I mean, what's happening? Okay, he plays. Yes, we got back. So it was a feature. Okay, I believe you. This hand is actually really good. I mean, second turn Game Silk Fair. No, first turn explore Lake here. Second turn play Lake here. Play Game Silk Fairy. Play Lore Thief here. And if he doesn't do anything relevant, you can next turn 3 you can play Aurora Mythmaker into Lore Thief or Game Silk Fairy depending on circumstances. So, well, it's not my turn. I don't know what's happening. The game doesn't let me do anything. Did it? Was this? What's happening? Why can't I play? No, this, Well, he could, but his timer ran out, and it's supposed to start my turn, but I'm not starting my turn. What's wrong with that? And I actually think I will move this here. What? What's wrong? I mean, I can't play. I think this goes to the bug reporting section. Yeah, now I got my turn. Thank you. So, did we lose because we couldn't do that? I mean, even if he's only rank 4, that's too much of an advantage, you know? It's not like rank 4 players are bad, they still climbed 20 ranks. And, you see... Of course, I'm not really certain how I can actually do anything in this game. Yeah, we're screwed. I mean, if he just comes and kills my fairy, I can technically buff. Okay, I could move this away. That's actually the only thing that's... Yeah, let's do that. Hit it, yes. Like, not the stream to advertise Faeria, definitely. Oh, face is the place. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm really too far behind. Playing Fairy right now is a bit pointless because he just kills it with that, and then Aurora will survive. But I don't think I need Aurora that much. I prefer to have Fairy alive, so let's just go with this. Yeah, I mean, ouch. That crash was pretty bad. Ouch. My face, my face. Oh. Not much today here. At least this way I can survive. Probably. Oh, looky, Ludoan. That's the reason I don't like Spell Well. At least I got one good spell out of it, but still. It's just sometimes too random. Let's just... yeah, that's fine. I'm more interested what he wants to do with the fairy. He wants to play the big dude. Okay. Like Falcon Dive. Right now it would be pretty nice to have one. Is there any out to this situation? I mean, playing the Ninja Toad, killing this, then Gemsilk Fairy, killing this, then this blocking Steam Fortune Forcer would allow me to survive. The only issue is that this would still be this board would kill my Flower Silk Fairy, so that doesn't work. Another so is there no out to this situation? Let's see just what happens. This is basically forced. Yeah, can't. Yeah, I'm dead. Couldn't do anything. Well, I nearly stabilized, but the fact that I didn't get that island arc. Oh, why is it that dropping in the ranks is so much faster than racing in them? That's just unfair. Or is it?